Hello everyone, welcome to Miss Busher's math class. So today we will be talking about operations with rational numbers. So let's start here. What it does mean operations with rational numbers. So let's talk a little bit about rational numbers. What it does mean a rational number. A rational number is a fraction as 1 over 2, as negative 7 over 11, as 99 over 1000. Those are fractions. So fractions are called rational numbers. Either positive or negative, they're still called rational numbers. So today we will learn how to add, subtract, divide, and multiply rational numbers. So if you try to operate with rational numbers, you start with division. So the rule says if you have a rational number a over b added to another rational number c over d, so the rule says that you're going to cross multiply numerator with the denominator added to the second or the first denominator multiplied by the second numerator. So you cross, then you multiply. What I'm going to multiply exactly? I'm going to multiply the cross here, the numbers crossed with each other. So a times d added to, for the simple reason because this operation is addition. So the same operation that you're going to put here. If you hadn't subtraction, you would put a subtraction here. But in our case, it's an addition. So we put an add, then b is crossed with c, so you have to multiply b times c. Then as denominators here, b and d, you need to multiply them and put them as a result here. Now, what it does mean really, let's take an example. Example. Imagine that you have a rational number 1 over 2 and you need to add it to another rational number which is 3 over 5. So the answer would be, according to our rule, addition. Alright, this is the addition, the first operation rule. So according to our rule, we are going to multiply 1 is crossed with 5. So I'm going to multiply 1 times 5. Since the operation is adding, here is a plus, so I'll be putting plus here. Then 2 is crossed with 3, so you have to multiply 2 by 3. Then in the denominator here, you need to multiply the denominators, which are 2 and 5. So you need to multiply 2 times 5. Now, what would be the answer? So let's simplify. 1 times 5 is equal to 5 plus 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So you'll be writing here 6 over 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So over 10. So you need to simplify more. 5 added to 6 is equal to 11. And as denominator, we have here 10. Let's give another example. What if you have, this time, you have negative 3 over 5 added to 2 over, let's say 3. So what we're going to do actually, we are going to go through the same process. So you need to cross the numbers. 3 times 3 added to 5 times 2 over 5 times 3. So let's calculate this. Negative 3 times 3 is equal to negative 9 added to 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Now divided to 5 times 3 is equal to 15. Now what will be the answer? 9 and 10 are different in sign. As you can see, this is negative sign and this is positive. So the rule says when adding two numbers different in sign, we need to subtract them. So if I subtract 9 from 10, I get 1. Now what about the sign? Should I put minus? Should I put plus? Actually, you will look for the number, the bigger number in absolute value. So without sign, it means, so which number is bigger, 9 or 10? No, 10 is bigger. So 10 is positive. I'll be writing here positive. No, over 15. That is the answer. Now, let's take another example. Let's take another example. What if you have 2, 11 over, let's say 20. So what do is, again, you're going to cross the numbers, numerator with denominator, and denominator with numerator, and you apply the rule. So it says that 2 by 20, added 2, 9 is crossed with 11, so you multiply 9 times 11. Then what should we do is we should multiply 9 with 4 by 11. So what you have here, you need to simplify. So negative 2 multiplied by 20 is equal to negative 40. How come? Because when we do multiply two numbers from a different sign, the result will be negative. That's a rule too. So here, this plus comes back here. 9 times 11 is 99. Then divided 2, 9 times 20, which is 180. So let's simplify the result. If you take a look here, you would see that 40 and 99 are different in sign. It means that you are going to subtract. So subtracting 40 from 99, we get you into 59. Now, the question you should be asking yourself, which number is bigger than the other in absolute value? Is it 99 or 40? Actually, 99 is bigger than 40, regardless to the sign. So 99 is positive. So 59 is going to be taken the sign of the bigger number, so which is positive. Now here you have over 180. So the result is 59 over 180. Now, how to subtract rational numbers. Actually, the rule that comes for addition comes for subtraction too. Example, or the rule says, let's start with the rule first. If you have rational numbers as a over b minus here c over d, so what you're going to do is you're going to cross them as well, and the result will be multiplying I by d, here a by d. Then actually our operation here is subtraction, so you need to put here minus, and b is crossed with c, so you are going to multiply b by c, and as denominator here you need to multiply the denominators, which are b and d, so b multiplied by b. That's the rule. Let's go to the examples. So example, what if you have 2 over 7, all right, minus 3 over 4. So what are we going to do, as the rule says, first you need to cross them, then you multiply. Well, you have to multiply. 2 is crossed with 4, so you need to multiply 2 times 4. Here the operation is minus, so you need to put a minus here. If it were here, if it was a positive, a plus, addition, you would put here a positive, which is an addition. So the operation is here subtraction, so you need to subtract. 7 is crossed with 3, so you need to multiply 7 by 3. And as denominators, you need to multiply 7 and 4, the denominators, so 7 times 4. What do you have here? 2 times 4 is 8, minus 7 times 3 is 21. Here, 7 times 4 is equal to 28, so you need to write 28 as denominator. Here, 28. Now let's simplify this. This is a subtraction. You have a plus 8 and minus 21. So they are different in sign. You need to subtract them. 8 subtracted from 21 is equal to 13. And which sign would you put here? As you see, 8 is positive here and 21 is negative. So they are different in sign. We subtracted them, but you need to look for the bigger number in absolute value regardless to the sign. So which number is bigger? 28, 21, or 8? So of course it's a 21. So what is the sign of 21? It's negative, so you should put here negative. Now divided to this number, the denominator, 21. Let's give another example. This is example 1. Let's give another example, example 2. So if you have this time negative 1 over 5 minus 11 over 7, what would you do is the same actually. So you would cross, we call it cross multiplication. So you would cross them this way. Then you need to multiply. 1 is crossed with 7, so you need to multiply 1 with 7. But wait a minute. You can see here that there is a sign negative. And then when you have negative 1 over 5, that negative goes to the denominator. If it goes to the denominator, it doesn't go to the denominator, all right? So negative here is for the 1. So it is negative 1 times 7. Now here, the operation is minus, so you need to put a minus here. Then 5 is crossed with 11, so 5 times 11. Now, as denominators here, you have 5 and 7, so you need to multiply them. 5 times 7, which is equal to negative 1 times 7 is negative 7, minus 5 times 11 is 55, divided to 5 times 7, which is 35. Now let's simplify this. You see you have a negative 7 and you have minus 55. They are the same in sign. If two numbers have the same sign while operating, you need to add them. So adding 55 to 7 will gives you 82. Sorry, 62. So you need to be writing here 62 over 35. What about the sign? You will take the common sign. What is the common sign here? It is negative. So you will have a negative 62 over 35. Or you may write it this way. Negative 62 over 35. The sign negative comes here next to your fraction or by 62. It's the same thing. All right, it's all for today. I'll see you next time when I explain to you how to divide and multiply rational numbers.